we are Netherlands. Thank you so much for joining us. Today we are teaching you how to play Libertalia so that then you can go and play it yourself. This is Libertalia, the Winds of Galecrest. Winds or wings? I kept getting that wrong.
With a D.
Winds of Galecrest, and then we are going to play it live because that is what we do. We do a how to play, a playthrough, and a review all live on twitch.tv/nerdsofthewest. Before we get into Kai telling you how to play this game, we have to introduce everyone. My name is Tom. Is it Kai?
Yar.
Sean. And
Rum.
It's always Sean.
What does the pirate say? Rum.
Anyway, this is being very kindly sent to us from the lovely people at Stoenmaier Games, so thank you very much to them, but it won't have any impact on our thoughts at the end of the day. We're going to give this game our honest thoughts and feelings as we play it through. But for now, Kai, please tell us what we are actually doing on this pirate-themed stab everyone, shoot things game.
Alright guys, we're being pirates and we're stabbing things and shooting everybody. The aim of the game is to have the most money, the most doubloons, by the end. Classic pirate maneuver, right? So the game takes place over 3 voyages, and each voyage is broken down into a number of days, which gets longer and longer as the game goes on. So the first voyage is 4 days, the second is 5, and finally a 6-day voyage at the end. On each day of the voyage, each of us are going to look through our hand of cards, which begin the game as the same 6 cards. We randomly select 6 cards from either one of the players' decks, or in this case, we're using one of the spare decks because this game plays up to 6, to select 6 cards that we will each start the game with. On each day, we'll pick one of those 6 cards, place it face down in front of us, and then simultaneously reveal them and arrange them on this island board in ascending order. So I've grabbed some cards here just to, as a bit of an example. So we've got a 3, we've got a 7, we've got a 10, and a 37. Ooh. So we start from the lowest number on the left, moving up to the highest number on the right. Once we've all played our cards, we then go into the daytime phase of the day. The daytime phase starts at the lowest numbered card and makes its way up to the highest numbered card using the daytime ability on any of the cards that have them. So, for example, this we've got one over there, have we? Or,
Yeah,
or
just to show off what a daytime symbol looks
daytime
like.
ability. So we'll do the daytime ability of this card number 3 here, then of this card number 7. Cards 10 and 37 here don't have daytime abilities, so nothing will happen. Once all the daytime abilities have been resolved, we then go into the dusk phase of the day. The dusk phase goes the opposite direction, starting from the highest numbered card going down to the lowest. The dusk phase begins by taking loot from that day's pool of loot tokens, which you can see sitting in the day 1 box over here. So the person who played the highest number card gets first dibs on the loot. If their card has a dusk ability, for example, this explorer here has a dusk ability. In this case, if you gain a map token, gain 2 reputation, that happens at the same time as they're picking their loot for the day. Once the loot is all gone, or we work our way down to the lowest numbered card, any loot that's left over goes back in the bag. We then take any of our remaining crew members off of the island and place them in our ship, which is just in front of us on the table for now. And we then move into day 2 of the voyage, again selecting a card, playing it out and following the same process. At the end of the day, all of our characters remaining in our ship will have their anchor ability, which I believe we've got one here with an anchor ability, will all trigger simultaneously. So depending on what crew you've got left over in your ship at the end of the day, there might be some final abilities that take place, as well as abilities for each of the loot tokens that you've taken throughout the voyage. In this case, we're playing on the calm side of the board. There's a calm side and a stormy side, so you can mix up what loot you're playing for. So in this case, we can see all the abilities for the loot here. We won't go into them in too much detail just yet, but each piece of loot you take will have a different ability, and quite a lot of them take place at the end of the voyage.
Yeah, there's only 2 that we've got that are going to trigger in dusk.
In the dusk phase, yes.
Lot to consider.
Yeah, so once all of that has been worked out, at the end of the voyage, all remaining loot tokens, whether they're in the player's possession or on the board, go back in the bag, shuffled back up. Any characters that are sitting in your ship go to your graveyard, unless there's an ability that says otherwise. We select 6 new cards from that same shuffled deck and each take those same 6 cards into our hand. So now our hands might be slightly different depending on which cards we've played throughout the first voyage, but we will gain the same 6 cards in addition to those. So you'll have a rough idea if you're paying attention to what cards each person has,
No, you're going to lose it within one round.
or you will lose track immediately,
Yep.
which is definitely what I will do because I don't pay attention to that kind of thing.
But Kai, what happens to all our money that we earn?
In that same phase, all the money you have, the doubloons sitting in front of you, what you do is you add those to your little score tracker, this cool little treasure chest, total up the amount of doubloons that you have left at the end of that voyage. And once they're in your chest, they are safe and sound. They can no longer be stolen or lost for any reason. And the physical tokens go back in the pool on the board here. So throughout the course of the voyage, there's the possibility of gaining and losing doubloons. So once you've reached the end of the voyage and put them in your chest, they're then and only then safe from being stolen, lost, or any other terrible things happening to them. The one thing I forgot to mention is the reputation track. That's important. When we're playing our cards out, if we were to play 2 cards with matching numbers, if I was to play a 3 and Sean was to play a 3, well, they're the same number. Where do they go? We look at the reputation track, and whoever has the highest reputation places their card higher on the track. So in this particular case, we're looking at the white player and the black player. The white player is further along reputation track, so that card goes ahead of the black player's card. Simple. Reputation track is always full. There's 6 tokens on here, even though there's only 4 players, and as we shuffle up and down in reputation, all the tokens will move to accommodate. If you can't gain any more reputation because you're right at the top, you gain doubloons instead. And if you can't lose any reputation, you lose doubloons instead. So again, there's cards that will affect that.
What are those?
These are doubloons for the start of each voyage. So at the start of each voyage, when you've set up the new loot, given out the 6 new cards to everybody also gains the number of doubloons on their space of the reputation track. So that's your starting money for that voyage. So the lower you are on the reputation track, you get a few extra doubloons to help offset some of that loss in reputation. And if you're really high on the reputation track, you don't get as many because you're going to have priority.
You're going to get all the
and
treasures.
have more opportunities to gain treasure. So we play through our 3 voyages. At the very end, whoever has the most loot is the best pirate and wins the game.
Who would have thunked it? Seems like a relatively simple game to play. However, we're going to be throwing everything we can at each other. If you want to see that gameplay and how this all plays out, it will be live on YouTube a little bit after this video goes up. So thank you very much for watching. Come and hang out with us on Twitch, and we will catch you next time.
Yeah.